ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
Ranked choice voting results have determined Jared Golden secured his seat in Maine's 2nd Congressional District. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A woman is now facing charges after police say she crashed her car into a building in Ellsworth on purpose. And thankfully it turned out to be a hoax, but there were claims of an active shooter in schools across the state Tuesday. We'll take a look at the response. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Thursday and happy Thursday afternoon as well. And your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Alright, we have a small crowd advisory that's in effect now. This will last until 6 a.m. as we head towards your Friday, though. We're going to be watching out for higher surf yet again as we have that cold front that's moving out towards sea that brought us a wintry mix of precipitation yesterday. We're going to be watching out for maybe a few flurries coming up during this afternoon with a few clouds that'll be passing through and some sun that will also be mixed in. So we're on the back edge of that area of low pressure. It's now tracking off towards the north and east, located right about in here. So it's moving away from us now. It's this area located right about in here that could send us a few flurries in our direction coming up later on today, but that will calm down later on tonight. So futurecast moving forward, here's those flurries right there. That'll back off later on tonight as we'll become mostly clear, but more clouds on the way as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. The winds will be a little bit gusty from time to time. Some sustained winds getting up to 15 miles per hour along the coastline. Maybe not as bad on land, but either way, though, some higher gusts will be possible on land as well. So for today, middle 30s, not too bad. Partly cloudy with a few flurries possible. That west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper teens, lower 20s, getting cool out there with a mostly clear sky. With that west breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 30s, partly cloudy with that west breeze getting up to 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun, a few flurries possible. Temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Jared Golden secured his seat in Maine's 2nd Congressional District, defeating Republican challenger Bruce Poliquin. The announcement was made after the ranked choice vote tabulation concluded. Officials hand-counted ballots from Bangor, Hamden, and Anson after memory sticks containing those votes from these municipalities did not function properly. Both candidates gained votes from the ranked choice count. Golden secured 12,062 additional votes. Poliquin received another 4,882 votes. In total, Golden received 165,136 votes. Poliquin received 146,142 votes.
Since the write-in votes got reallocated, and so did the Tiffany Bond votes. So 53.05% to Jared Golden, 46.95% to Bruce Poliquin. Those are the totals.
Representatives from both Poliquin and Golden's campaigns were present throughout the tabulation process and ratified the results. Congressman Golden released a statement saying he is deeply honored and he's already back at his office in Congress, continuing to help deliver for constituents. A woman was killed this week following a crash in Noblesboro. Officials say it happened around 2:30 Tuesday when a car crossed the center line on East Pond Road and struck a dump truck. 68-year-old Sharon Moody was killed. The 56-year-old truck driver from Augusta was also struck a utility pole. He was wearing a seatbelt and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say what caused Moody to cross the center line is still unclear. A woman is now facing charges after police say she crashed her car into a building on purpose. The Ellsworth Police Department is investigating this incident, which happened just after 2 o'clock Wednesday morning. Police say Megan Rich of Ellsworth was driving on High Street when she purposely drove her car into the building at 163 High Street, hitting propane tanks and destroying the wall. Rich was later charged with aggravated criminal mischief, refusing to submit to arrest, assaulting an officer, violation of bail conditions, and possession of scheduled drugs. She was taken to the Hancock County Jail. A Saco woman pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court in Portland for committing fraud. Court records show 45-year-old Christina Shea initiated fraudulent bankruptcy by using another person's name and social security number, employment information, and a fake email address as her own. Shea had also forged another person's signature for a money order she submitted to the bankruptcy court. She also posed as the person while taking an online credit course. Shea faces up to 5 years in prison, along with a $250,000 fine and 3 years of supervised release. It took one caller to prompt a massive response claiming there was an active shooting at nearly a dozen schools from southern to northern Maine. Well, it turned out to be a hoax. The first call came into Sanford, where dispatchers jumped into action. Reporter Mal Meyer has more on how first responders were alerted to the reported threat.
Being in a 911 center, it's very important to pay attention to what's going on with everybody else in the room.
Reserve dispatcher Dylan Pesky was inside the Sanford Regional Communications Center when the call came in. His partner answered, and as he listened, he knew what was about to happen.
I knew that I had just a couple of seconds until it was what I will call as controlled chaos.
Pesky had to act fast, taking it one efficient step at a time.
And I made the decision to go over the airwaves and say, we have reports of active shooter at the high school.
That call went out to anyone with a police radio, along with any law enforcement or people scanning the Sanford frequency. What else are you relaying at that point over the radio?
The most important thing for me was the first two officers that responded, arrived on scene and they signed they were going in the building.
Pesky had to let them know who to look for.
It's going to be a white male wearing a black jacket, black pants with a long rifle.
And where the reported gunman might be, all while working with many others to make sure everyone got the support, resources, and answers they needed.
We worked as a team. This wasn't a one-person job. This was a team from the dispatch center to the fire department, the police department, the school department, mutual aid. This was a team effort that we all got it done.
The part-time dispatcher is thankful Tuesday turned out to be a false alarm. Police calling it all a hoax. He knows he and his team will be ready if the next call turns out to be a different story.
We all learned things through it that we wouldn't have known by doing everyday training because this came in as a live incident.
A global nonprofit that endorses fisheries as sustainable in the hopes of influencing consumers has announced plans to temporarily suspend their endorsement of the Maine lobster fishery. That's despite acknowledging that the fishery does meet their sustainability standards. Through the use of their Bluefish label, the Marine Stewardship Council seeks to identify certified sustainable wild-caught seafood. The group announced the suspension of their certification of the Maine lobster fishery, but at the same time acknowledged the fishery meets sustainability and environmental impact standards and is unlikely to cause harm to right whales. However, the organization said it is unable to certify the fishery because they believe it does not meet federal regulations due to ongoing litigation. The Maine Lobstermen's Association says that's a contradiction. As of last June, their 5-year MSC audit resulted in a 240-page document stating that the fishery should remain certified.
This is just another reason why the Maine Lobstermen's Association's lawsuit needs to succeed and why we need to give it everything we have, because things like this keep happening, and this is just death by 1,000 cuts, really. I mean, this has been a year where we've had a very low lobster price. Expenses are the highest they've ever been. So this has been a very lean year. And, this MSC certification is definitely going to be reflected in boat price.
The suspension is effective December 15th, at which point Maine lobster will not be eligible to be sold as MSC certified, sustainable, or carry the MSC Bluefish Eco label on products. Maine lobster fishery was first certified in December 2016. We've reached out to the council for comment and are awaiting their response. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, some employees of MSA D49 have been working without a contract since March. They're hoping that will change soon. We've got the details coming up.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Have both Medicare and Medicaid? Now's the time to explore your options and choose the coverage that's right for you. Choose a plan that offers you more benefits at no additional cost. Millions of members turn to WellCare for benefits and services that go beyond basic Medicare and help them lead better, healthier lives. Choose a plan with zero or low monthly premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. And with WellCare, you don't just pay less, you get more. More dental with comprehensive coverage, including dentures and crowns. More vision and hearing with an eyewear allowance and hearing aids. Plus prescription drug coverage with $0 preferred generics and free home delivery. Call us at 1-877-267-8416 to speak to a friendly licensed representative and request a free all-in-one guide. There's no obligation. We're here to help you review your options to see if a WellCare plan is the right decision for you. WellCare has a large network of quality doctors and specialists. Plus, we offer PPOD SNPs with the freedom and flexibility to choose your preferred provider in some areas. Enjoy free over-the-counter healthcare items and free groceries with a healthy food card. Plus, free transportation to doctors and pharmacies and free meals delivered to your home. Get convenient access to care with our telehealth services, including online doctor visits and a free gym membership with online classes. WellCare is a leader in government-sponsored health care. It has been serving those with Medicare, Medicaid, and prescription drug for more than 35 years. Call now. We're here to answer your questions and even assist enrolling you over the phone. Choose the company that puts your health first. WellCare, Medicare done well. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one guide. 1-877-267-8416.
If you think you have Dupuytren's contracture, there's a simple test you can take. From anywhere, try to lay your hand flat against the surface. If you can't, you may have Dupuytren's contracture. Talk to a hand specialist about your options, including non-surgical treatments.
If you were hurt because of exposure to the toxic water at Camp Lejeune, Congress has made it possible for you to recover a settlement. Former Marine attorney James Beardsley wants to help you.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 222-2222.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A new proposal is on the table for some employees at MSAD 49 that have been working without a contract for 8 months. The union, representing more than 100 positions of ed techs and other speech and occupational therapists within the school, says that they've been without a contract since March. They say until Wednesday they felt like they haven't seen any movement. They've planned a show of solidarity by asking the community to show up at the Board of Education meeting and support them in their fight for more affordable health insurance and better treatment. Wednesday, the union received a proposal from the school district.
We were glad to hear that. You know, that's a good news. You know, we feel like they've finally taken that step, and we feel it's a move in the right direction.
The union plans to meet today to look over the proposal. Mixer says although he is optimistic they have a ways to go and still plan to attend the board meeting. President Biden is on his way home from a week-long world tour. His final hours at the G20 summit in Indonesia were dominated by reaction to an incident in Poland.
Tensions calming after Polish President Andrzej Duda announced the missile strike on his country will likely not draw the NATO alliance into conflict with Russia.
There are absolutely no indications that it was a direct attack on Poland.
The blast, which killed 2, was likely from an S-300 manufactured in Russia in the 1970s, but launched by Ukraine to thwart an incoming Russian attack, Duda says. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky denied it, telling Ukrainian media, quote, "I have no doubt that it was not our missile," after immediately blaming Russia in the aftermath.
To fire missiles at NATO territory. This is a Russian missile attack on collective security. It's a significant escalation. Action is required.
The White House quieting speculation. The National Security Council announcing, "We have seen nothing that contradicts President Duda's preliminary assessment." NATO also holding off on triggering Article 4, which allows member states to convene over a threat from another country or terrorist group, at least until investigations are finished, but not absolving Russia entirely.
Russia bears the responsibility for what happened in Poland yesterday, because this is a direct result of the ongoing war.
Russia on the defensive, with Ukraine still pointing fingers.
Claims by various Ukrainian sources are a deliberate provocation aimed at escalating the situation.
President Biden's last day in Bali thrown off track by an emergency huddle with G7 and NATO countries after waking to news of the blast. The White House releasing a rare photo of Biden in a T-shirt, phoning Duda as news unfolded.
When world leaders here in Bali are seeking to make progress on global peace, Putin is striking civilian targets.
The G20 concluded with a joint statement showing division over Russia's war without naming names, noting, quote, most members condemned it. Russia is a G20 member, and India, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and China have maintained close ties to Moscow. While President Biden returns from Asia, now Vice President Harris is heading there, although officials will not confirm if she will meet with Chinese President Xi, who is scheduled to attend the APEC summit. In Bali, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
More than a week after the midterms, the balance of power on Capitol Hill is taking shape with new election results now in. ABC News projects Republicans will hold a slim majority in the House with Democrats gaining control of the Senate. ABC's Justin Finch brings us up to date from Washington.
After cementing a slim House majority, House Leader Kevin McCarthy appeared on Fox, reacting to Republicans retaking control of the chamber.
It is official. One-party Democrat rule in Washington is finished. We have fired Nancy Pelosi.
McCarthy has also won his party's nomination for House Speaker and received congratulations from President Biden. The president saying in a statement he's ready to work with House Republicans to deliver results for working families. Democrats will retain control of the Senate, but the GOP win in the House falls far short of the red wave they hoped for, prompting finger-pointing about what went wrong.
We underperformed among voters who did not like President Biden's performance, among independents and among moderate Republicans who looked at us and concluded too much chaos, too much negativity.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell casting blame on former President Trump for Republicans' weak performance. Former Trump Secretary of State Mike Pompeo agreeing, tweeting, "We need more seriousness, less noise, and leaders who are looking forward, not staring in the rearview mirror claiming victimhood." Newly re-elected Florida governor and rising Republican star Ron DeSantis calling for an end to the midterm finger-pointing.
We just finished this election, okay? People just need to chill out a little bit on some of this stuff. I mean, seriously.
And with the power balance on Capitol Hill now appearing set, all eyes are on current House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and what she will do next. The Speaker is set to announce those plans later today. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
After the break, it's opening week at two of the state's largest ski resorts. We'll take a look when we return.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company is going to ask you to sign some papers. Don't do it.
Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry and Associates watched out for me and got me $400,000.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have lots of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on ABC 7.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Get 2.9% APR for 48 months plus 500 trade assist cash on a new 2023 Forte.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. Not sure what the weather will be in your neck of the woods, but there's a 100% chance of Luke showing up near you. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes throughout Maine. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
You were arrested on company time in a company truck in June.
Yes, ma'am. The boss was willing to let something slide.
Did you have to leave work occasionally early or come in late?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get fired?
No, ma'am. Then he got good news and bad news.
So he agreed to give you a raise, and then he fired you.
Yes, ma'am. He said, if you come on the premises, I'm going to call the police.
Next, Judge Judy.
Thursday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Should you get tested for hepatitis C? With more, here's ABC's Justin Finch.
Hepatitis C, a virus that can lead to severe liver damage and cancer, has been on the rise in recent years. While deadly if untreated, the disease can be cured by a well-tolerated medication. Unfortunately, fewer than 1 in 3 people with hepatitis C are receiving treatment within 1 year of their diagnosis. This is regardless of whether they have private insurance, Medicare, or Medicaid. Primary care physicians can easily prescribe the medication. However, due to prior authorization hurdles, providers and patients face barriers. The CDC is urging that eligibility and prior authorization restrictions be removed to increase equitable access to this life-saving medication. While hepatitis C is commonly associated with injection drug users, anyone that comes into contact with infected blood can contract the virus. The CDC is recommending that all adults in the U.S. be tested at least once in their lifetime, regardless of risk factors. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
Now here's a look at some positive stories. A rescue in the nick of time. Police in Leawood, Kansas, seen on body camera video pulling a 51-year-old woman from a burning SUV. The victim was actually trapped under the vehicle, and the flames, police, and a fire investigator on the scene put before the blaze out before a truck arrived. Officials call it an exceptional job. And it's a high honor for a historical figure. A new road that runs to Newark's airport revamped Terminal A is now named Colonel Roberts Road. The New Jersey native was a Tuskegee Airman, a civil rights pioneer, and a father to Good Morning America host Robin Roberts, who was on hand for the ceremony. The Tuskegee were America's first black military airman. Colonel Lawrence Roberts died in 2004. And an invention by 3 students in Poland could change the future of health care. It's called Smart Heal, a dressing that monitors the condition of a healing wound through its pH level. It can detect infection without being removed. The invention is this year's winner of the prestigious James Dyson Award, which challenges college students to solve a problem. Even better, the inventors say they've developed a way for Smart Heal to be mass-produced with current processes at just a cost of just a few cents each. Scrabble fans rejoice. You now have about 500 new words to play with. The 7th edition of the official Scrabble Players Dictionary has expanded. The new words include some trademarks gone generic, think dumpster, and verb variations, think adulted and adulting. And if you're looking to get rid of those hard-to-use Z's, Q's, and X's, you can now use faux hawk, zodoink, and queso, which some of the new words may sound familiar, but they were never Scrabble official, at least when it comes to the game's branded dictionary. There's a longer list of words. Merriam-Webster's editor-at-large wouldn't reveal all of the new words, challenging players to hunt them down on their own. If you need to look them up, you're probably not alone. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Celebrate Maine artisans, sampling and shopping the very best of Maine-made products at the Maine Harvest Festival, Cross Insurance Center, Bangor, November 19th and 20th, presented by the Maine Potato Board, MaineHarvestFestival.com.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
Welcome to Bennett's Gems and Jewelry in Belfast. With beautifully crafted gemstone jewelry you'll be proud to own or give as a gift. See why our longtime customers call Bennett's their favorite gift store, with an irresistible selection of genuine Maine tourmaline. Fine jewelry and gemstone giftware. Bennett's Gems also pays cash for your old gold and silver. Open till 6 every day, even Sunday. Bennett's Gems and Jewelry is on Route 1 in Belfast, next to Perry's Nut House. Look for our famous pink dinosaur and prepare to be delighted.
Our Medicare supplement and drug coverage is so expensive, we're barely keeping up with our bills.
My husband and I were in the same situation, so I got some help from the Senior Planning Center. They were able to show us some high-quality Medicare Advantage plans that saved us a lot of money.
The Senior Planning Center? Tell me more.
They have helpful agents all over the state, real Mainers helping Mainers. Give them a call, the Senior Planning Center. They were there to help when it mattered most. I'm glad I called them. You'll be glad too.
Celebrate Maine artisans, sampling and shopping the very best of Maine-made products at the Maine Harvest Festival, Cross Insurance Center, Bangor, November 19th and 20th. Presented by the Maine Potato Board, MaineHarvestFestival.com.
Welcome back. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Thursday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we are, though. So again, small cat advisory up until 6 a.m. for your Friday. Along the coast right about in here, we still got some gusty winds because that cold front not too far away is starting to keeping the ocean stirred up as a result. But we're also watching on land. There's some wraparounds starting to get going, though. That area of low pressure that's sending some clouds in our direction and maybe a few flurries that we'll have to watch out for later on today. So here's a big picture right now, though. This is that area of low pressure that's moving away from us now. And of course, that gusty northwest wind is why we're seeing some chances for a few flurries later this afternoon. While other parts of the northeast, we're also seeing some lake effect snow as a result. But otherwise, though, gusty winds, we'll have to watch out for it today. Some of those gusts reaching up to 25 miles per hour at times, but slowly backing off a little bit as we head towards the afternoon period, down to 20 miles per hour. Then later on tonight, we're good, but maybe a little bit more wind as we head towards your Friday, although maybe not as bad. Here's the wave heights ranging from 5 to 11 feet according to some of the buoys out there, though, closer toward land, 5 to 6 feet. There's a 12-foot reading right there. So the ocean, as you can tell, remaining rather active, and where you see the green areas, that's where you see some of the higher surf that is being reported. Well, of course, our average high back here at home is 45 degrees, middle 30s today and tomorrow, lower 40s Saturday, back in the lower to middle 30s Sunday near Monday, back in the 40s warming up as we head towards Tuesday and also in near Wednesday. Future counts moving forward, though. Again, some clouds moving through, some sunshine mixed in, a few flurries possible today. Later on tonight will become mostly clear and rather cool with temperatures tonight in the upper teens, but by tomorrow, though, more clouds moving in yet again. And trying to get some precipitation going, maybe across the northern parts of the state that will happen. But for us, so we will stay dry with a mixture of clouds and sun. And overall, things coming up Friday night and Saturday looking pretty good. Looks like maybe some fog may try to develop there, so we may have to keep an eye on that. Before today, though, middle 30s, partly cloudy with a few flurries possible. That west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Winds start to back off a little bit tonight with the upper teens for your overnight lows and a mostly clear sky. And that west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, middle 30s, not bad, partly cloudy. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So again, we're partly cloudy as well. So we head towards the Saturday. Highs warming into the lower 40s. We're back in the mid 30s for your Sunday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance for a few snow showers. Then heading into your Monday, we're mostly cloudy, temperatures in the lower 30s.
Thank you, Devin. Depending on where you are, you may have seen some snow or just some rain from Wednesday's stormy weather. Take a look at this. This is the Department of Transportation's array of traffic cameras. It's a pretty impressive display of real-time cameras showing the interstate roads. You can see pretty clearly that north of Bangor got some accumulation of snow, but as we look closer to Bangor, the snow looks more like a dusting. You can check out these cameras for yourself at maine.gov. It's opening week of the state's two largest ski resorts. Sunday River announced they opened for the season at 9 o'clock this morning. It's kicking things off first for the season ticket holders, Icon pass holders, and ticket pack users. It says this start is a little later than its typical late October or early November opening. Sugarloaf Mountain plans to open for the season tomorrow. It says its hard-working snowmaking team joined forces with Mother Nature to make sure at least 6 trails will be open, with more on the way. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. We'll see you tonight.
It's Wheels' 40th season. That means we're going XL.
With extra luxurious trips.
And we're adding a $40,000 XL wedge. Wow!
Sign up for your Spin ID and you could win 40 grand when our players do.
It's extra lucky for you.
Maggie, don't you love our new extra large dressing room?
What extra large dressing room?
Never mind.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7.